to ask you, Neetu, for all of us or any of us who might not know what automatic writing is all about, I want to ask you, what is automatic writing? And more importantly, what took you to automatic writing?
Okay, thank you, Shilpa. So, automatic writing is all about connecting to the departed souls. So, when our loved ones cross over, and the need that we feel that we need to connect to them and get a message and feel that they're there. So, through automatic writing, we can connect to them and we can receive messages. So it's very beautiful, and it's very it's always I've been always curious about it. So when I did this modality, I learned out of curiosity. So when I was going and learning other modalities, for example, when I was doing Akashic or I was doing Theta, there were other peers of mine who would always talk about automatic writing. And they would tell how their loved ones has gone away. Maybe it's a parent, it's a father or a mother. And they always has a zest of connecting to them, to talk and, unanswered questions that they had. And they would say, oh, it's so beautiful, how your hand moves and, it automatically happens and the energy comes in and you receive so, dot to the answers about it. So I was like, oh my God, really? The hand moves by its own self. So it's so nice. Let me experience it. So I was so curious about it. I said, okay, let me just try it out. So that is one thing that made me to go for the modalities, not something I was fond of. So I said, okay, let me give it a shot. And I already know so many, so one more wouldn't make a difference. So let me just learn it. And yeah, that's due to the curiosity. And yes, as I said, like automatic writing does make you connect to the souls. You can call whoever you wish. It's not only for the departed souls. You can also call into your spirit guides, your masters, your teachers, your angels, and you can get messages from them. And yes, your hand does move by its own self. So you just have to hold on the pen and you receive, and it's an unconscious writing. You just write, you're just there. And when the writing is over and the message is over, it automatically seriously stops by itself.
Right. Nice. Nice. So you went into it with curiosity, Neetu, but it must have made a difference in your life, yes?
Definitely. Yes, it has.
Tell us about it.
Okay. So when in the start, I was always doing it for curiosity. So I was doing it for my friends, practicing just for the sake. So I used to do a lot of writing for them. And then it was very strange. They would always come back and say, oh my God, this I never told you. Nobody knows about it. And it's the truth. So I was like, oh my, it really works. It does give you those answers that you're looking for. And then I used to just for fun, I used to do it with my nephew. So, he had these assignments he would get in college and, he would worry about them, and he wouldn't get an answer. So I used to tell him, okay, no worries, tell me the question that you have the assignment and I will connect to the angels and find out an answer for you. So fun, we used to do a lot of things, so once he was telling me he had an assignment and he's like, oh my God, tomorrow I have to submit it. And he's telling me that is the New Year's Day. And he's like, on the first, I have to submit. And oh my God, you're telling me now? I says, listen, I'll do it in the morning, not in the night. Let me just see what comes up. So it's very strange. He's been working on it for like 2 days and he wasn't getting an answer. So I just connected and I got an answer and I gave it to him. So he was shocked. So I used to do these little small things, finding a key. I would ask them, connect to the angels and ask what happened. He has an old card, when he would have to go on a metro, he would like that. So it all started with a fun thing. And yes, if some friends really needed help, I would do it. So most of the time in the starting, I was connecting more to the angels. And until I took it seriously. And when I lost my mom. So in 2020, December, I lost my mom. And that's when I became serious about it.
You want to take a moment? You want to just take a sip of water, take a breath, understand.
So yeah, so I started with that, and then I was always getting a message that she wanted to connect, but always had this fear that what would come up and how would I be able to take, because I was still going through that trauma and the pain it was and depression. Then in 2021, I was detected with breast cancer. So that again came as a shock after exact 1 year. And 11th, when I was detected, my father, entire thing went for a toss for us. And it was very difficult. And the doctor said that the surgery was the only way because I was on the second stage. And my father was very worried because he just lost his wife and I've just lost my mom. And then this comes up like a storm. So I used to tell my father, whatever happens, I will not take radiations. I might die. But radiations, I will not do. I will not go for chemo, neither I will go for surgery, no matter what happens. He said, are you sure you will survive? I said, yeah, don't worry. I'm not going to go so soon. So not to worry, but I connected. That's why I say I believe so much into the power of healing. And I feel very blessed that I was on that journey at that time. And I feel very blessed that I knew how to do automatic writing. So when I was in that, when I was doing this, then then I took 2 days, I came up with it, and I decided that I wouldn't go for surgery. Neither I would go for any chemo or anything. And that's when I took a call and I took a homeopathic medicine. And then I started doing readings to get a guidance what I needed to do. And I healed my cancer completely with the healings. That is the time I connected with my mom because I'm feeling very lonely and unsupported. And, there was a lot happening and I really needed her support. And when she was there, she would always tell me, I'm there, so not to worry about it. And I still remember I connected to her through automatic writing on my birthday. And I started asking her, this is what I'm going through, and it's really tough, and I've taken this decision. And it's so beautiful. I felt at that time how lovely the modality is. It gives you that feel of having someone sitting just next to you and having a conversation as if maybe the person is not in physical form, but energetically. It fills up that void, that you feel all the time. So when I connected and she started telling me not to worry, you're all going to get through it and everything is going to fall in place. And I am still watching you and I am taking care of you. And I'm telling you, nothing is going to happen. And you will be, when you do it for the next test, you wouldn't have the cancer. And trust me, I am still holding your hand and I'm not gone anywhere. And you can connect to me as and when you want. I will always stand by you just the way I was there when I was alive. And it was so beautiful. I remember I was crying and I trusted completely. And it's beauty and it's a miracle, definitely. That's what my doctor says, that it's a walking miracle. I'm a walking miracle. He finds that. On the 1st August 2022, my cancer was gone.
Amazing.
No chemo, no laser, nothing, no radiations, no
Right.
surgery, nothing. It's just through healing and connecting and working on myself has got me where I am today.
Super. That is a, of course, very, very inspiring to hear. And we thank you for sharing. This is still so close and such a deeply personal part of your life and your journey. And greatly appreciate you sharing that. And I want to express to you and to everybody that no matter how much time passes, these situations like this, be it Neetu, what you have overcome between a health concern and the loss of a loved one, not just any loved one, your huge support system, the everything to you, whether we're healers, practitioners, or somebody just coming forward to this, the grief is, it's still, it's a lifelong process to deal with it. And when you have something like automatic writing, where, like you said, Neetu, it fills the void, that gap that you suddenly feel. It is so, what can I say? It's so reassuring, assuring, comforting, correct? To be
Yes.
able to have this option available, that, okay, I need you, please tell me what to do. Or, did I mess up? Did I hurt you? Anything, any conversation. In fact, Neetu, people on the group have have already started putting in questions about whether Sridevi is asking, how can I heal my relationship with my son? Or Shalini asking, I can see souls around me. Uh, what can I do? How do I send it to peace? Whether it's Jennifer asking, I'm hoping to get a message from my brother who passed in 2022 September. Did I in any way or form hurt him? Lots of people have written in, and I was actually going to ask you, Neetu, how is, you've shared a glimpse of how much this has helped you in your personal life. I was actually going to ask you, Neetu, how has it impacted people that you have helped? Can you tell us a few? And now I'm thinking, Neetu, that we'll come to that. I Let's just let people experience it for themselves as is right here. So many want these questions, and I am taking a call right now on this, that I'll keep asking you with whatever comes up. Let's try and get on as many people as we can to experience this with you. What do you say, Neetu?
Yes,
Okay.
whatever works.
Before that, and Neetu, please correct me here if I'm right. For everybody to know this very, very clearly, Neetu, automatic writing as a process is not a 30-second, 2-minute thing, right? You spend a huge amount of time on it, correct? What's the average time you spend on it? Like
For the
an
reading,
hour? Yeah, like when you do this normally in regular, like in
so
regular
it at
interaction
least
with
takes an
somebody.
hour. So I can't time frame it basically, but
Right,
if it does take an hour, it can
right,
take more than that also, because when I'm channeling, sometimes the person who has come in who has so much to say, you
right,
know, even if someone has just asked a one small question, the soul wants to talk and tell so many things. So the
right,
hand keeps moving. So till it stops, I keep writing. So yes, but yes, I always frame it, at least it takes 1 hour.
right.